Morning, you awesome audience. It's Tuesday, April 10th, and this is just I guess we'll call it an injury update. I got into the Super 8 last night, essentially just put my leg up, iced it, ordered some pizza, didn't move for most of the night. This morning, still can't weight bear. Thank goodness the hotel actually had a pair of crutches that they can lend me, so I can at least get a little bit out and about, but yeah, it's a little bit worrisome. So luckily I ran into Jimmy, trail angel extraordinaire, chronicler of all the hiking interviews you've probably seen on his channel, and he's graciously agreed to give me a lift over to urgent care this morning so we can at least kind of go see what we're working with. I will say yesterday was one of the worst days, not just on the Appalachian Trail, but one of the worst days I can recollect. I started in the morning, everything was sore, but I had taken a couple of ibuprofen, and as long as I was walking, it turned out not bad. Did the first kind of 6 miles to Fri Apr, I actually ran into Jimmy from there. And then coming out of Fri Apr, the knee was still unstable, and I took another tumble and I think further aggravated it. And that hike for those last 10 miles was excruciating. Did make it to Uncle Johnny's. It was probably about, I'd say, 6 o'clock. So I spent about 9 hours hiking 10 miles. And as soon as I stopped walking, and I kind of saw it through the course of the afternoon, if I were to take a little bit of a break, everything would seize up and I couldn't weight bear at all. It was funny coming into the hotel here. I had to actually use their luggage rack to steady my each step to just make it to my room. So I don't know what the future holds. I guarantee at least a couple days. I have a feeling I will be holed up here just with my leg raised high. Hopefully I can get out and about a little bit, because the pizza was fine, but I don't want to be eating that every day. So there's an update. We'll keep you informed once I get back from the doctor as to where we are at. Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome to my Hikification. Got to urgent care this morning, and I would say nothing completely unexpected, but did get a little bit of qualification. Essentially, while knee conditions are hard to diagnose at the best of the time without an MRI, the physician did indicate that it does appear to be a MCL tear, which is not a great thing, but there are varying degrees of severity. So essentially where we're at is, if they see a good amount of improvement within the next day, 2 at the max, with the prednisone and the good ibuprofen that he's given me as well, obviously keeping my leg elevated and iced for the next day at least, minimal if any walking, then there is the chance to return to the trail probably by Sunday. So he would recommend, best case scenario, probably 4 to 5 days of real rest, minimal walking, if anything, and definitely no kind of varied terrain, no backpack, etc. And then when we do start hiking, minimal miles. Best case scenario. More likely scenario, he said, given the degree of swelling that's there and the fact that I still can't weight bear after the second day, and I can't, I'm still going around on crutches, can't even put a foot down, is that it's probably a second degree or a little bit more severe tear. In which case, he said that's probably about a 2-week recovery of essentially no ambulation, just leg up, minimal walking, and then another week after that before you could think about doing anything like hiking, etc., etc. So that's 3 weeks. Third case scenario, worst case scenario, if after the 2 weeks there still is no improvement, then he would recommend an MRI, as there's probably something additional in the meniscus that's probably torn that would require surgery, etc. Being in the US and having Canadian medical coverage and not wanting to fork over that initial couple grand for an MRI, etc., I think I will forego that until I go home, if I go home. So that's where we're at. I've got about 24 hours to see how things progress. Hopefully it progresses steadily, and then there will be some decisions to be made from there. So there you go. You may not see a lot of videos in the next little while, but we will try and keep you updated. Hope everyone's having a great day. Me, I'm bored out of my mind already. Just being stuck in a hotel room with your foot up on the pillow and an ice bag on it and crappy daytime TV. Well, I'd much rather be hiking, I think. Okay, so quick update for Wednesday, April 11th. Day 3 of hanging out in this hotel room with my leg elevated. I would say limited marginal improvement, in so much that I now can walk from the bed to the bathroom taking very small baby steps without the crutches. So there's that, which means I at least can get around if I absolutely need to, which is important since I'm going a bit stir crazy. That being said, from the shape of things, with what I've undergone, the treatment, the meds, etc., and the level of progress, the ability to hit the trail walking on mixed terrain, inclines, declinations with a full pack in the next couple days seems unlikely. So I've made the decision, at least for now, to head home and finish the recovery from there, both to just not sit and wait so I at least feel like I'm doing something, but also if I do need additional medical intervention, at least I'm back in Canada, benefits of medical coverage, all that other good stuff. Once I'm back to fighting form, I've looked in, it literally can be a 24-hour bus ride and I can be back here and on the trail. But those are going to be decisions for another day. For today, I'm just really focused on what's the best way to heal and recover physically, and everything else will kind of fall in as it will. So a little disappointing. Definitely heading home much earlier than I want. I've had some great support though. The hiker shuttle has been, I've had some good conversations with Doug. He's been a big help in offering any supports that I could possibly need. As well as, I think I mentioned yesterday, Jimmy, the trail angel, was absolute paramount in both getting me to the urgent care and back and getting my meds. And so I thank everyone for really kind of stepping up and helping. It's something irrespective of what transpires from here on out, I will always take away the close-knit support of this community and how people step up to help one another. That's been both enlightening and encouraging. Probably the best word. So I'm disappointed, but we'll make a way. So the plan is tomorrow on Thursday, I will use the hiker shuttles to get me to Johnsonville City, I forget what it's called. And there I will get on a Greyhound. The Greyhound will get me to Columbus, Ohio, and at which point I do have some family. My brother comes down from Toronto. We'll do a 5-6 hour drive and meet me bright and early Friday morning, and then take me the last leg home. So I should be home on Friday and continue the rehabilitation at that point. So that's the plan. I'm going to marry all these videos and segments together into one recovery video, I think. So there'll be more updates coming as we go. Luckily, I've got about 8 other videos that are still sitting in the buffer. So by the time those run its course and this one actually drops, I should know exactly kind of where I stand. There you go. There's the update for today. long-winded as usual, but hey, some things don't change. Welcome to my Hikification, or is this till next time hike on? I don't know, these midday updates once a day, it gets me all confuddled and confused. We'll see you soon. So it's Friday, April 20th, and as you can see, I'm still not on the trail. I'm actually sitting on my front stoop because I'm going a bit stir crazy after being home for about a week now. This will be actually the last update in this injury update video. We'll do some more videos afterwards, but we're almost at real time now. For those that have been commenting over the last few days, I apologize for not getting back to you. I've just been kind of digesting things. So, where we're at, we've had x-rays, we've had ultrasounds, MRI is scheduled, but it is Canada, so that takes a while. The current differential diagnosis is a grade 3 tear to the MCL, the medial collateral ligament. And a grade 3 tear is essentially a full tear. And I guess they can kind of tell that by the degree of instability in the knee joint itself. On a positive, they generally don't require surgical intervention. On a negative, the normal recovery is probably about 3 months. That's the full recovery. So gradually you get better, you do more walking without the brace, and then you can kind of get to full function. We'll see what that regime looks like over the next little while. So I actually have physio scheduled to start on Monday, and I've got a pretty big brace on my knee right now, which is allowing me to walk around, or I guess more hobble around. But getting back to the trail anytime soon is looking like it's not in the cards. So I'm not sure what that means for me, for the hike, for this channel. I'm just going to sit and digest this for a little while. I will do some further updates. So in the next few days, as I start to go through the mental gymnastics of some of this. I did want to take a moment to thank everybody for their comments that I've provided them so far. But yeah, so disappointing, especially as the weather is starting to turn, although, yeah, there's still snow on the ground. But it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day, and I will admit my thoughts are predominantly focused still on the trail. But that's probably to be expected. Anyway, we'll keep you updated. Won't be dailies from here on out, but as I have stuff to share, I'll definitely pass that along. Again, thanks for everyone's support. Hope you're all having a great day. Till next time, hike on.